This video will show you how to use myBlueprint to find possible career or occupation matches. What you need to do is you need to log into myBlueprint, and you are going to go to the Who I Am tab, which is on the left-hand side of your screen. And then when you look at the right-hand side of your screen, you will see that you have completed all 5 surveys: the learning style survey, the personality, interest, knowledge, and motivation surveys. You will also see that there is what's called compatibility. Now for this example, I've done one to show you, so that's why it shows up as the number 1. But what you will see when you log in, you will see the number 0 here. What you're going to then do is you are going to then go and click on what's called, what's in blue here. And once you do that, it will come up with all the possible occupation matches according to the surveys that you've done. Now, even though you see here on this screen a number of possible career matches, there are more to view if you hit the view more here at the bottom. What this tool does is it actually will sort different careers and match them to your profile from the 5 tests or 5 surveys that you've done. What I've done here is one of the matches that shows up for me is political scientists. And you will see that there's a little scroll down arrow. What that means is that there are 2 possible types of occupations, one being a political science and the other one being a diplomat. This here in green shows you the percentage match that this occupation matches with the data from your 5 surveys. What you are going to do then is you are going to select for the assignment 3 possible occupations that you are interested in. The order in which this list is populated or made is not in priority order. So what that means is that even though this political scientist is at the top of my list and psychiatrist is next on my list, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the best match. It just means that it's one of the closer matches than all the other occupations that are listed on this website. So once I go and I click political scientist, say I'm interested in doing that as a possible career. So I'm going to click on that. It takes a while to load here. Then what you'll see is it'll bring you up to a new page where there will be different tabs here where you can look at different information. So first of all, it always gives you an overview. So it gives you a description of what the job entails, and it also will give you a very brief glance in terms of the type of education that you need and what the job prospects are in Canada. It will also give you some other types of information in terms of what the workplace will be like, and it will give you a related video or 2 in terms of what kind of work environment that job will entail. It also talks about important skills that you'll need in doing this job, and also other types of related occupations that are related to being a political scientist. Then if you click on the Outlook tab, it will go a little more in depth. You'll see that there's a job outlook by province. There's a salary range by province. And you'll also see a graph that looks at how many jobs there may be out there in the future for this type of work. And again, then what's a lot of fun is that it will show you current job postings that might give you some experience leading up to this type of job. If you look at the requirements tab, it will show you the type of education that you need and what kind of certification you need in terms of requirements. And then it will give you some potential post-secondary programs that you can look at in terms of what sorts of degrees and certificates. So in this case, there are a number of different post-secondary institutions, and if you use this arrow, it will show you even more. So you sort of have to scroll and use the arrows to see how many they suggest. And then finally, if you look at the Do I Match tab, it will tell you the percentage match, and we know that it was an 85% match for me. And then it will go back to the surveys that you created, and it will give you sort of a general summary of whether it's a good match or not. And then it will show you the questions that you answered and the match, whether it's a no match, a somewhat match, or a definitely match in terms of the answers that you gave on that compatibility survey. So if I go back to the former window where I started, the other thing that you should know is that if you feel that you want to do one of the 4 surveys again, you can always do that by hitting this Restart tab, and it will ask you the same questions again, and you can redo the survey. The same thing for compatibility survey. If you want to go ahead and redo the survey, you would just have to click on this and you can redo it. And when you redo it, you may have a different list, or your list might be in slightly different priority order. But the more that you look at refining your answers on those surveys, this will hopefully give you a better match to possible occupations that you might want to explore.